Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome back to Crochet with Lulu. I'm Luann, your yarn host. I had to reach up and get an ink pen. I have taken notes so that maybe I can stay on track today, but we can't promise. I've had a lot go on. Oh, my word. Where do I even begin? I guess I should start with my notes. It's beautiful weather. I think we are supposed to get some rain at some point today. I haven't even looked at my weather app in a couple of days. We had some rain last night through the evening, and last night some. I think we may have even had some rumbles of thunder, but I won't promise on that one. But I know we did have rain. Oh, my word. How is everybody doing? What have you been up to? And my fellow crocheters, how many projects have you got on your works in progress? I have so many. I have not crocheted probably maybe 2 weeks. We've had a lot of things going on, and I've laid down my hooks for a few days, but I've got to pick them back up. I've got 2 blankets that need to go out, and then I have a doily that needs to be put in the mail. You know, some days you worry about yourself. I want to crochet, and I'll watch all these tutorials, and I know many of us do the same thing, and we see all these new patterns we want to try and all these new things, and then we don't get them done. So today I've got to do better. I've got to get some things done. I have laundry in the basement. I've got to get down there after a while and get done. I will go back to the laundry and the basement in a while. But I'm looking at my notes. We had a yard sale this past weekend. We typically normally start on Thursdays, but this yard sale we started on Friday. But on Thursday evening, as we were putting the things out, we actually had customers stop and purchase things. So that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. We've had company throughout the weekend. That's always fun. My son had a cookout on Saturday. We ate outside. It poured the rain, but thankfully he had put his canopy up that morning. It's his spray booth canopy. He is a painter, so occasionally he brings work home, like cabinet doors, drawers, things like that, and then he can do them in the basement. Well, he paints them outside in his spray booth, and then he can let them dry in the basement. So he put up the canopy, and I was so thankful. He said, "Now I bet you're happy I put up the canopy," and I was so thankful because it opened up and poured. That morning, in fact, Maggie and I went out and put most everything up back in boxes and totes, and then we covered the couch. My son was selling his old couch. So then we waited. We sat outside for the longest, and then we come in and we ate breakfast. Her husband fixed us all breakfast, and that was so good. I had not eaten breakfast in a long while. I don't typically eat breakfast, and I know that's bad. You should always eat something for breakfast, and I'm terrible. I don't do that. But he fixed, it was so nice because I hardly ever eat eggs. And he scrambled eggs, he fixed biscuits, and we had sausage, and that was absolutely delicious. I ate like I was starved to no end. But you know, there's something about somebody else's cooking, right? And we enjoy it more, and I loved it, and it was just so nice having them here. His son was here, and and another friend, and we had a big time. And then Saturday we actually had, I think if I counted it right, there was about 16 of us throughout the house and the basement and the yard, and it was wonderful. We love having company. We love it. I wish the weather had cooperated better, because my son had actually purchased a badminton set so that the kids could get out there and play badminton. We had he had his cornhole game. We had I think he had a volleyball. I'm not sure about the volleyball, but I know there was a badminton. And then we had the fire pit. So we were all excited. We were wanting to go out back there and let the kids play and have a good time. But it rained. But the kids still enjoyed it. They got out in the rain and played badminton. Some ended up in the basement playing card games and things like that. I had let 2 of our card games get wet outside. But we had fun. There was people in the house, on the porch, around the basement, and it was so funny. That morning, at some point, Maggie and Brittany and I went to a yard sale up the street, but most everybody had put their yard sale things away because of the rain. We put them away, but then we drug all of ours back out. When I say we, they drug all of ours back out. I just kind of sat on the sidelines and watched them like, they done that really quick. But we went to a yard sale, and he had put his things up, but he has a couple of storage buildings at his home, so he let us rummage through the things. I bought, and I wish I had brought the bag over here. I had it over here the other day when I made videos, and then I deleted those videos. It's been one of those times where you make 500, not that many, but you make a bunch of videos and you're not happy with any of them, so you delete. But we went up we went up to the yard sale up the street, and he had some of the neatest things. I bought some nice bags, and I will try to think to take a picture and put them on the end of the video. The bottom of them was square. They were probably this big, and then they were about this deep. I think I got 18 bags. Then I got some little, I call them little wallets. He was calling them passport wallets. I just called them wallets, which they would work wonderful if you traveled to put your passport in, because it had a little pocket that had the see-through thing on it, and then it had your card holders. It had an ink pen holder. Then it had a little thing behind the card section that you could stuff money down in. They were really nice, and a couple of my friends and I, the ones that we meet up a lot and have lunch together, we typically exchange some sort of little gift. I crochet, so normally I will crochet them something, and then they sew and they do all kinds of craft projects. So we just exchange little gifts. So I had them in mind when I got these. I think I got 5 of them. I got some fingernail polish, some makeup, and a little case that's about yay long, about that thick, and it has the zip up, and you can use it as a wristlet. But I got it to put in my Kavu purse to carry makeup, and then if I go anywhere and I want to stick a small ball of yarn or a small skein, and then my hooks and scissors and stitch markers, I can put those in that, or I can just use it for my crochet projects. I got that, the makeup. I got a little bottle of essential oils. I got a Thor doll and a gnome figure, all for $6. Number one, the Thor doll, I don't know how much he's worth. He doesn't have his little hammer. I've got to find him his little hammer. I don't even know, but it's Hasbro. The gnome thing at Christmas, probably $10-12. Those bags probably $3 to $4 a piece. The little passport wallets, I have no clue. And then the makeup itself was probably, I know Maggie and Brittany was talking about some of their makeup, if they had bought it in the store, would have been $12, $15 a piece, and they got gobs of makeup. One of them bought black lipstick, and that was hilarious because we all put on black lipstick and we sat on the porch and took a group picture. So, and then ended up, it was not the kind that you can just wash off with water. So one of them suggested coconut oil, and they got it off with coconut oil. I just let mine wear off. So late Saturday night and Sunday, I still had some black on my lips. My son kept saying, Mom, nope. So that was fun. We took a lot of pictures. We had a lot of fun. So that yard sale was amazing. Now, one of the other things that he had so much. He had tons of clothes. You kind of had to dig. Oh, I bought a little bracelet that had little elephants on it. And then I got the cutest little tiny key. And I thought I'd put it with my stitch markers or on my key ring. But I thought that was so cute. Because I love little tiny odd looking keys. But for those people that like to do the matching pajamas at Christmas, he had the brand new sets for $2 a pair. Yeah. He had puppy clothing for $2. I mean, everything was just so cheap. New. A lot of it was new. Now, I mean, there was a lot of used things, but most of it was new. So it was amazing to get to go to that. He buys pallets of things, and then he puts them out in the yard sale, and then people like us stop by, and we need it. And so one of the other ladies that was here at the yard sale, I don't remember what they said she spent, but she bought some outside yard cushions for her furniture, and I think she spent like $2 a piece on them, and they were like $30 and $40 pillows that she bought. So yeah, we were excited. And one bought a toothbrush set. Is it Hum? 2 toothbrushes in this set, and I think that was $6 maybe. Brand new. So this is one thing I can hold up and show you. Maggie got this and gave it to me, and it actually has the C adapter so that I can charge my phone. So I love this because right now my son bought a new couch, and it has the phone charger in it where you can just slide your phone down in this little case and it will charge, but it makes my phone run hot, so I don't like to do it. If I'm in a crunch for a few minutes, I will put it in there, but I don't leave it over. I constantly feel it to see if it's hot. And then it also has the plug for the USB, but mine being the C, it doesn't work. So we love the couch. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. We're so in awe of this couch. So we sold the old one. He sold the old one, and I'm so thankful that he did. I don't even know where I was going with that. That's been the story of my life for about 35 years. I'm not even going to say a couple of weeks. It's been like 35 years. Yeah. We did get a new washer, and I don't know if I've mentioned that because I don't even know when the last time I posted a video. I don't think I've posted one since we've gotten the new washer. We did get it. He got us a new washer. We have haggled, and I'm not going to elaborate a lot on the issues, but I will say this. Know the people you buy the washing machine from, whether it's Lowe's, direct from LG, direct from Samsung. Know your dealer know the protection plan and what it covers before you buy it. It has been a mess. I mean, y'all have been with me through this ordeal since the end of February, when our new older washing machine decided it wasn't going to work. Now, I'm very easy. It's, all this new fandangled stuff. It's not, you may have a knob on there, but it's not the old-fashioned knobs that you could take off and stick gum or aluminum foil or a sock or something on and click it back on and use it, or a pair of pliers. These new ones, you touch them and all these lights and music comes on and it's all this stuff. First of all, give me a loud buzzer so that I can hear that when I'm outside, or even across the room in the basement. Even across the basement, I can't hear that music a lot of times. So I have to look at my clock and say, or my watch or my phone, whatever, okay, it's been about an hour, so it should be done. Now, this new one, you're supposed to be able to set it up on your phone. So I brought the information up yesterday evening because I thought, well, that will help me out when I come back up here and I just so blatantly forget that I have clothes in the washing machine. I think I washed my son's clothes 2 or 3 times this week. And yeah, I'd put them in there and then I'd just walk back up here and then leave them, and then they would sour, and you don't want stinky clothes that's come out of the washer and the dryer. So I went through that. But anyways, know your warranty information, know your protection plan coverage, know what it covers on anything you buy. Make them give you a hand or a computer typed rundown on everything that it covers and what it doesn't cover. Anything you buy, because so many times they'll say, well, we'll send it to your email, or if you want it, you can come back in the store, or you can call us. Well, that's good and well, but I like something in front of me that I can file in the folder and I can say, oh, okay, so this covers this. It doesn't cover this problem, but it covers this problem. And that was the problem we ran into with the washing machine. It was only maybe a little over 2 years old. It was new. My son bought it for us because the other one that we had was not spinning the clothes properly, and I was washing a lot of bed pads because I was taking care of my mother. So you need something that's dependable. You need it to sling that water out. If it doesn't sling the water out, then you've got to run it back through a spin cycle. Now, on a lot of these new washing machines, it doesn't just spin. You've got to go back through the whole rinse and spin. Well, I don't want it to go back through the rinse and spin. That's what got us into this whole ordeal in the first place, right? Because there was water still in the clothing that needs to be slung out, and I'm not able to sling. I'm not able to squeeze wring them anymore like I used to do. I mean, that's what I did for many years. We didn't have a washer or a dryer, and when I couldn't get to the laundromat to do the laundry, I done it in the bathtub, and then I wrung it out really good. I pressed out as many wrinkles as I could, and I hung them on hangers and hung them throughout the house. So I've done all that, but now I'm not able to. And bed pads is a hard thing to hang on a coat hanger and it get dry. And trust me, I was bringing them and putting them on the porch rail because we've went through a lot of stuff this last couple of months, having these babies and the puppies and trying to get their stuff washed, and then we didn't have a washer. My son went and rented one, and it's been a big ordeal. So know your protection plans. Know what it covers and what it doesn't cover. And I'm just not going to go into all the details because it's terrible. And when you realize how much money you put in your washer and dryer, and then it only lasts a year, maybe 2 years. The dryer lasted, I think, about 2 years. So he bought a new dryer. It will be a year, maybe September, October-ish, somewhere around in there. So know your protection services. Know what you're covered, know what you're not covered with. So anyways, I was thankful he got some money out of the old couch, and so that does help. That helps. I was so blessed. I had been wanting one of those, and here again, I don't have it over here. And I am so sorry. I will try to take a picture. I think I have a picture on my phone, so I'll try to put that at the end of the video as well. My little friend, she gives me yarn. She's so precious, and she's very talented. She lives about an hour, a little over an hour from us. Her father is a minister, and they have a church, and she sent me, I wasn't able to go Sunday because we have still 2 of the puppies, and my neighbor is not, I didn't want to chance them being able to come over here and check on the puppies and letting them in and out. And I didn't want to have to crate them for that many hours, you know, because you've got an hour there and back, that's 2 hours, and then the service time about 2 hours, and then if you want to run any errands or do anything while you're out, you know. So I didn't want to chance, and I just don't like to crate unless I have to. Now when I go to the basement, yes, I put the babies in their crate, and I put the mama in her crate, because they're still tiny and their little teethers like to chew on everything. I came in Saturday and somebody had let them out of their crate. I had put them in their crate so they wouldn't chew into cords and things, right? Because I'm outside. I can't be 2 places at one time. I have a camera, but I didn't, they're on the floor, you know, so you're going to have your camera down, and then probably they're going to chew that up too. So anyways, I had them in their crate for a couple of hours so that I could be out there with the company and with the yard sale and all this. Somebody had let them out of their crate, and they chewed into one of the cords. Thankfully, it didn't chew all the way through the cord and cause a problem. So I had to make it known, if you're going to get them out of the crate, you know, spend time with them, let them do their business, make sure they have water and all that, and then put them back in their crate if you leave the room, because we do have lamps and things plugged in. We're a normal home. So I don't like to leave them. So I didn't leave them Sunday. But my sweet little friend Liza, she is so precious and so thoughtful. She sent me the Centro knitting machine. And it's the big one. It's the big one. It's not the little, it's the big one. And I am so, so, so thankful. I love it. I have not tried it yet. I want to try it. So I'm going to have to get my yarns out after a while and figure out how to, you know, to put the yarn in there and then crank me up a beanie or something. But I love it. Liza, thank you so much. I love you, honey. You are so precious to me, and I just love you. And she's expecting a baby in October, so I'm excited about that. And she's already been crocheting little outfits for it. She's so talented. She is so very talented. When I learn how to do all of this YouTube stuff and do the live and all that, I would love to have her join me in a live at some point and show the things that she's done. And then I've got a friend in Michigan, Marty, that I mention quite frequently, and I'd love for her to join me in a live sometime. But Liza is so precious, and thank you, Liza, for thinking of me. She gave me mannequin heads back probably about 6 or 8 months ago, whenever I was whole hog into making the beanies because I didn't have a way of displaying beanies. And her and my cousins, two of my cousins gave me mannequin heads. And I was so excited. Wig heads, what have you. I call them mannequin heads. I've named them. Yeah. So I just thank her so much. She's so thoughtful, so precious. I just love you, Liza. Thank you. And I love their whole church. They have the sweetest church and the sweetest people that attend, and I just love them so much. So thank you, Liza. My cousin Marie that gave me all that yarn a few months ago. Oh, I've been so blessed. I've had such wonderful people, family, friends. If you're my friend, you're my family. That's how I look at it. I posted the picture on Facebook the other day of all of us on the porch. Well, the girls with the black lipstick, and I put my family, my tribe. And that's how I feel about all of them. They're part of my family. We've been laughing pretty much through the whole weekend saying we wish we just had a big acreage out somewhere that was fenced, and then we just all lived in our own little houses, of course, but we all lived there closer together because most of them live a good hour and a half away from me. So I just wish we all lived closer. It would be so nice to get to be able to help each other out and to see each other. I miss them so much because most of them I don't get to see but 2 or 3, 4 times a year. So we had a lot of fun Saturday. We had kids here, and I loved that. I had missed getting to see their babies, and I call them babies because they're all babies. Even if they're 15, 16 years old, they're still babies to me. But we've had such a good weekend, and I'm so thankful. I wanted to tell you about my ordeal yesterday. I don't know what it is about my life. My cousin in Knoxville had posted a picture on Facebook Saturday, Sunday, Monday, somewhere around in that Saturday or Sunday, of a snake it was on her porch, it was on her windowsill. It was terrible. And I was thinking then, I'd have to move or I'd have to run, and I'm not able to move and I'm not able to run. Oh my word. And it looked huge. I mean, it was long. I don't even know. I couldn't tell you because every time I seen the picture, I would like get the heebie-jeebies, I call it. So yesterday, I go to the basement to do some laundry, right? Because I had forgotten and left that load of clothes in the washing machine, and they were stinky. So I thought, I'm going to stay down here this time, fold some things. I'd folded the puppies' bed pads and their blankets and some of my clothes, some towels and washcloths from the bathroom. I thought, I'm just going to stay down here and wait and switch the clothes out. And I've got to go back to the basement today, and trust me, I'm dreading it. So I'm probably going to FaceTime my little cousin so that if need be, she can hang up and call 911 for me. Oh, I have been afraid of snakes since I was a little girl. If a lot of you have heard about the South, you know that there's a lot of churches in the South, and when I say the South, Kentucky on down, that handle snakes. I don't. I don't want to see them. I have posted many times on Facebook. For those of you that share pictures of snakes on Facebook, I hope you get fleas in your armpits. And I hope snails bite your toes when you go outside. That's how I feel. I'm terrified. We had a man that would come to our church. He was this preacher. And we weren't a snake handling church. We were not. No, we weren't. But this man would come to our church. He lived probably within a mile or so from the church, not far from the church. And when he would come in, one of the other girls and I would be terrified because we just knew that he would have a snake in his pocket and he'd start slinging it and doing his whatever. So I've been terrified. And of course, getting out in the garden with my daddy as a little kid and pulling weeds and digging potatoes and pulling corn off the shucks and all that kind of stuff, you see snakes. And I would always pitch a fit if they were this long or if they were ginormous. I have had such a fear of snakes in my life that if I seen one in the road and I ran over it with the car, my thinking was it has attached itself to the car, and when I get out, it's going to get me. I have had a big, huge fear to the point where my life has been miserable because of that fear. I mean, it's bad. I have a bad fear. It's terrible. It's to the point where it's dangerous. That's how. And we had a minister that came and stayed with us one time that was more afraid of snakes than I was, and he carried a pistol in his pocket. So we were always afraid. And somebody had laid a rubber snake across our porch steps so that when we come off, he would see it, and they wanted to take a picture. Just back in those days, we didn't have the old movie cameras that were, so I think they'd set up a movie camera to see what he would do. And he liked to knock me over getting in our van. I would have been eaten by the snake if it had been real. And he would have been in the van and been safe. Let's just put it that way. But anyways, my fear of snakes comes from the age 2-3 years old, when this other preacher would come to our church and they called him the snake handler and all that stuff. And so it's not good. I have a huge fear. Okay, so I go in the basement, and I had some things that I had tossed off to take down to the basement to wash. And so I scooped them up, and I have a rollator because I have a stiff left knee. And going down the steep hill and then down another hill down into the basement, I had too much to carry, and I didn't want to take a chance. So I just put everything on the rollator and rolled it down to the door, because the door to get into the basement's real heavy. It's heavy. It's an old sliding door, like a garage type door. It's very heavy. It's wood, but it's very heavy. So I go in and, I get the clothes and I take them in, and I'm doing laundry, I'm folding clothes, and I'm enjoying myself. And I thought, okay, I've got everything caught up now, so I'll come back down later, which I have not made it back down there yet. But that was my plan, is I'll come back in a couple of hours and put my things in to dry and fold my son's work clothes. Okay, that was a good plan, a really good plan. So I started, our light switch is just right inside the basement, and it's up a little high for me because I kind of stoop over. So I was going to turn the light off and walk out the door and grab my rollator and get it out of the way. I looked down and I seen something, and I thought, what is that? That wasn't there whenever I come in the basement. It was a snake. Oh my God. It was a long snake. It was a long snake. Now, I've had everybody tell me on Facebook many different kinds of snakes that they think this snake is. Rat snake, copperhead, water moccasin. There was several different snakes that everybody was telling me this snake was. I feel like I've got fur in my mouth. Listen, come closer. I don't care what the brand name of the snake was. It was alive. It was alive. It was not dead. He was Lucifer. His name is Lucifer. I was so panicked. I got back in the basement as quick as I could, and I thought, I'm stuck. Now, there's steps leading up into my neighbor's apartment, but chances are he probably had it not locked, and by the time he heard me or I got him to come over to me, I would have probably had heart failure and croaked. So I got back in the basement and I thought, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I wanted to scream my lungs out, but I didn't want my neighbor to have a heart attack. I didn't want to have a heart attack, and I didn't want the snake to hear me and come back and get me. So I peeked my head up, and that snake had its head raised, and it was, you know, and I'm like, silently screaming. I'm terrified. I'm shaking. I'm still shaking. I've got cold goosebumps all over me right now. So, if you know my terror of snakes, we watch a movie and my son already knows that if one of them is on the TV, he starts fast forwarding it. That's how bad. Because I will literally have nightmares. I'm talking nightmares to where that I fear for my life in my dreams because I'm afraid I'll have a heart attack. I'm that terrified. I need help. I really do. I really do. So I'm standing there and I'm screaming. So it was kind of funny because I didn't want to scream my lungs out. I wanted to scream my lungs out, but I was, like I said, I was afraid. Because I thought my neighbor can't hear good. If he hears me screaming, he's going to think I've fallen or somebody's attacking me or something, and he's probably going to fall or have a heart attack, you know, and it's not going to be nice. They'll have to bring a bunch of ambulances. They'll have to get the jaws of life to get me up because I'm going to be laying there like... So I was panicked. I thought, what can I do? I knew my son was miles and miles away working. And I thought, what? And I didn't have anybody that close that I could get to me to help me. I just picked up the phone and I called the non-emergency 911 number. Yes, I'm one of them. I'm one of them. Listen, my uncle used to be the director of 911. I have no problem with calling the non-emergency line or the emergency line when I need it. Please don't lecture me. Please, I pay tax dollars for this service. And I always tell them, I call the non-emergency number, and I always tell them this is a non-emergency. But there is at my basement door, and I can't get out. I need help. It's looking at me. So I'm screaming, please help me, please help me. Send somebody that can help me. Now, I didn't care who they sent. They could have sent a first responder, a fireman. My uncle used to be with the fire department. So, yeah. Send somebody. Just send somebody big that's not afraid of them, that can get this thing away from my door so I can get out. I'm terrified. I'm terrified. So I turned back around and looked, and it was gone. I'm getting cold chills. I was about to, I didn't know what I was going to do, because I was thankful that it was away from the door, but then I'm thinking, where did it go? I know it didn't come back in because I couldn't see it. I'm thinking, oh my God, oh my Lord, Jesus, please take the wheel and help me. Please take this wheel, take the snake and do away with him. So I ease out. I didn't even grab my rollator. I just left it. It was on its own. It had to fend for its own life. So I get up at the top of the part of the driveway there, and I'm looking for it. Well, I hear this sweet little voice, and I'm thinking it was one of the police officers. And it turned out it was my little friend, and he had come to check to see about where to put the weed killer. And he seen me down there, and he's like, "Hey, Lulu," you know, and he's talking to me, and I'm like, "Help me, help me." There's a snake. There's a snake. So he comes down there. I'm going to put a picture of the snake on the end of the thing. So if you watch this and you have a fear like I do, don't watch the last clip because it will be Lucifer. It'll be Lucifer. So he's over there and he's looking for it. He said, "Where did it go?" And I said, "I have no clue." I said, "It may be around those concrete blocks. I don't know, honey. I don't know. I don't want it to be missing. I want to know where he is." He looks and he sees it. So he gets this yard thing and he holds its head down so that he can pull this out. He gets it and it's and I'm screaming. At that time my neighbor's down there. Oh my Lord. And this thing is, you know, and I'm screaming, "No, just throw it down, get away from it, get away from it. The cops are coming, the cops are coming." And he's laughing. He says, you're okay, Lulu, you're fine. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to take care of it. And I said, "Please don't touch it. It's Lucifer, don't touch it." And I'm just having a fit. I'm worried for him. I'm thinking this is going to come back and it's going to get me and I'm going to have a heart attack and then there's going to be a big mess. This is going to be on top of me looking at me like, I got you, I took you out." Oh, my Lord Jesus, help me and take the wheel. That's all I could say. He gets it and he carries it down over the hill and he lets it go. Now, I think it's illegal in Tennessee to kill snakes. I don't know. Whoever made that law, I need to talk to him. So if you've made that law and you watch my YouTube channel, please come and see me. Come and visit with me on my porch. I'm going to show you pictures. Please tell me why you done this. There is no good ones. Please, people, listen to me. Listen to me. If you have a pet one, that's you. That's you. I had a friend that her neighbor had a snake and he was always wanting me to come and see him whenever I'd come to see her. And I said, "No. You have a snake in your home? No. It's in an aquarium." I don't care. I do not care. I don't care. I'm not coming. If I know you have one in your home, I'm not coming to see you. We can video chat. You can FaceTime me, Google Duo me, whatever. I'm not coming to your house to see that. So, meanwhile, I go and get my rollator because I'm thinking I don't want one to wrap itself around my rollator, and then I go to rollate down the hill and I rollate on over the embankment and down into the river because I'm rollating away from this. So I get back up in the driveway. He gets back up here and I'm begging him, "Go and wash your hands. Please just go and wash your hands. They're dirty. They're salmonella." E. coli, whatever, just go in. He's laughing. He's the sweetest thing. He's the most precious. I call him a child. He's not a child. He's a grown young man. Has done very, very well for himself. he's my baby. He's one of my babies. I taught classes in church many, many years ago. I drove the church van. I played the drums. I sang. I taught 2 classes. I did all the things that I could in church. Anything they needed done, I tried to do it. So all of these babies that I've watched grow up, they're my babies. I call them my babies. I tell them I love them, and I mean that with my heart. And I love him. He's my baby. He's my little hero. And I just want to thank him. Kendrick, I love you, baby. You are my baby. Thank you for saving your Lulu's life. I was terrified. So the police came. They were the sweetest guys. I couldn't even see the other one because I was just like, and the one, he was sitting there, ma'am, it's okay. I don't like them either. I don't like snakes either. And I'm standing there, he saved my life. And they all knew him. And so that was my story. I'm terrified. I was so nervous that I just had to come up after everybody left. I came up on the porch and I just sit down and I kept looking around me because my bestie, Lisa, a couple of years ago, I guess it's been about 2 or 3 years ago, she said she went outside. She was sitting on some steps away from her house and she looked, she seen something moving, and one was on the brick of her house. And so she took pictures of it. And then the one my cousin said, was shared pictures of, and it was on her windowsill, it was on her porch. So I was sitting here doing this, and so everything that I seen, even a little stick, I was like, I don't care if it's this small, it's over an inch, and it's too big. It's too big. So I don't know what kind it was. I don't want to know its brand name. All I know is it was alive. And I don't like them. So I don't want to. I don't care if when I say they're alive, get them away from me. I don't want them. I don't want them. Oh my word. So yeah, that was an ordeal. That was an ordeal. Now, I don't know. I've got to go to the basement and do laundry. I don't know if I should change the time I go and not tell anybody in fear this thing may hear me and come back. I don't know. I'm just terrified. But I've got to overcome that dread of going to the basement. See, I've been okay because I've not seen one on this property in years. Now, a couple of years ago, a friend that was here found one in the driveway, and it looked like a copperhead. And she, bless her heart, she put a bucket over it, and she called me, and I said, call the police. I can't come and help you. Get the kids, get in the house, and call the police and have them to come and get somebody to get the snake away. And she didn't want to do that. Excuse me, my allergies this morning. She didn't want to do that, so she put the bucket over the snake. It got away. We never knew where it went. So I have not seen one in the yard probably since maybe 2013, 14. About 2014. So about 10 years. Now, like I said, others have seen them. And I know the neighbor that lives across the street on the very corner, the neighbors that lived there before, it's been about a year and a half ago, they seen one in their front yard, which is strange because this is such a busy street. You don't think about them coming from their places and coming out where it's so busy and noisy and all that kind of stuff. I don't think of them. I mean, those of you that study, I don't want to study them. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them in a book. I don't want to see them on TV. I don't want to see them in my basement door. I don't want to see them anywhere. I just don't want to see them. I just want to learn that they've taken them all and put them in a body of water that they can't escape from, and I'm not going to be there. I have even made the remark on Facebook a few years ago, you know, I want to go to the altitude and the coldness where they're not, where they don't inhabit, because that would make me so happy to go outside and get wood off the wood pile and not be afraid that one's going to, you know, and yeah. Biggs is looking, he's like, Nanny's having some sort of spasm. I may need to help her. All the babies are asleep. I don't know how they've slept through my and all that, but I think I woke Biggs up. Bless him. But so that's my big ordeal for yesterday. That's my happy weekend. We've had a wonderful weekend. The weather is so nice, but it does look like it may possibly rain. I'm not sure. My sweet little Kendrick is supposed to come back at some point, but he makes a safe, natural weed killer. Now, I made up a concoction last week and put on the sidewalk, and I just used Epsom salt, some dishwashing liquid, water, and vinegar, white vinegar. But I didn't have a spray bottle. I had a bottle, but no sprayer. So I just put it in a bowl, and I just took it out there and kind of dumped it in the cracks of the sidewalk, and it works. Let me tell you, it does work. So if you want to make anything natural like that, and that's what he said he used. I don't think he used the Epsom salt. He used something, I think maybe some kind of oils in there that like essential, kind of like an essential oil type thing. If you want to kill weeds, now it took throughout that day, but that's okay. They're dead on our sidewalk out here. And I just wanted to make sure before I mixed up a huge concoction of it, and I've got to get me a spray bottle. I've got to find, you know, in the old days we always had spray bottles. We always had some sort of pump spray or a spray bottle. And so I've got to get one to keep here for that kind of necessity. That's a necessity, because with the puppies and the fur babies, I don't want, and I walk barefoot. My son walks barefoot a lot. So I don't want anything that's dangerous to be sprayed or poured out that it's going to get on somebody's skin or the baby's skin. So anyways, he's supposed to come back at some point, because we have a rock garden that kind of divides the two properties over here. We share it, but they never do any of the work to keep it cleaned out. We've had a tree cut out of it. We've paid a lot of money to keep that thing cleaned out. I spent a lot of money too getting the weed barrier to lay down, all to look out, and weeds are growing through it. So I'm going to have to get a day that I can go out there and have somebody help me move the rock out, and then just let the grass grow, and then it can be mowed or whatever. When there's poison oak or ivy out there, and my son is highly allergic, the neighbors are highly allergic, my neighbor here is highly allergic. I'm not, but I'm not able to hold one of those ginormous weed eaters to get out there and weed eat it either. And if I had a small weed eater, it wouldn't bother me at all to get out there. In fact, I'd rather just have all the rocks removed so that it can be mowed or weed eated out. every time, and that would be a lot easier. But that's been my week and weekend and my Monday. I don't like those Mondays. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I just don't want to see anymore. So my son is going to get, we've got to get the tick spray. You know, you can get it now at Lowe's or wherever that you can treat your yard for ticks and fleas, and we do need that. And then he's going to get some snake repellent. It's very expensive. So probably what he'll do is just spray the immediate backyard that's around, you know, like the perimeter of the house, so that they don't come in that perimeter. And I've never used it before. Where my mother lived, a neighbor used it. She said it didn't do any good. But then I've heard a lot of people say they never had any problems with by getting that. So I want to at least try. I hate the smell of mothballs. You know, and you don't want that in your basement, because that's where we do laundry, that's where we play games, that's where I have a lot of my crochet thread in the basement. I don't want all of my crochet thread to smell like mothballs. So, you know, what do you do? What do you do? Do you have or do you spray, or what, you know? Let me know in the comments what you do. I know many of you are going to put, oh, I'm not afraid, and that's wonderful. Come stay here, and then you can wrangle them all away from the house when you see them. I'm terrified. Like I said, I have been since a small child, and the only thing I can think of is that man coming to our church, and we knew him. And anytime he came to visit, he came to my friend's house to pray for her brother. Her brother was sick and had cancer and was dying. And when he came in, she and I hid under the bed. We didn't realize that if he had one in his pocket, you know, it would get us first. I mean, we were just little kids. We didn't know. So that's the only thing I can think of is what made me so terrified. Because I called my dad that one time. I called him that man's name. And I said, you old snake handler, because he had a little green snake that he had found out in the yard, and he was going, oh, look, and there's a picture of him somewhere. I'm hoping we still have it, although I don't like to see that little thing, but I love to see my daddy in that picture because he's smiling and all that. But he had this little, and it was looking, and I was screaming and calling him that preacher's name, and you old snake handler. So I think that's where my fear started from, because I don't think had that man, you know, and hearing all the adults talk about them, and I probably wouldn't have been afraid of him, because I love animals. But that's not an animal. That's a Satan. That is a form of the devil in my book. Don't send me no hate mail. Please don't send me no hate comments on here. Put those on your channel. I'm terrified. I'm terrified. And I make no qualms about it. I'm terrified. And something that terrifies you to that point, you don't need to see them. And that's me. I just don't want to see them. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. I hope you get all of the things accomplished that you wanted to accomplish. I know many are graduating high school, grade school, middle school, kindergarten. Congratulations. K&K Crochet, Kristen, congratulations. You are a wonderful young girl, and I know you are going places with your life. You just stay strong. And stay amazing. All of your creations that you're crocheting and knitting with your machine, you just stay on the course, because you are doing wonderful things, and you will go far in life. Congratulations. You have You have a big part of your life behind you and a bigger part in front of you, and you just keep going strong. Hats off to you, because you have made it. You have made it. Congratulations to all of those people that are getting awards from their works, and all of you that crochet and do such amazing work. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Take time to donate a lot of your articles. I know many of you do. K&K Crochet does. The Boggy Creek, the Boggy Camp crocheters. I love that. Bag a Day people that donate all those blankets and Afghans to Crystal so that she can do her work for shelters. I commend you all for that. Be kind. Donate things that people need. I've done chemo caps. Now, I don't know the specifications for chemo caps. I've never looked into that, but I have donated several beanies to people that needed them. And so do things for people. Postal workers, I've given to them. Help people. Do good for people. Do good deeds. If you see somebody, I'm trying to help my neighbor right now get a lift chair. I think prayerfully, I think we have him one that hopefully will be here in about 2 weeks. I was able to get him a used hospital bed, and so we're thankful. We are so thankful. We've had so many people, so many organizations willing to step in and help, and I'm so thankful for that. If you have room on your property, or you have a building somewhere that you have a spare huge room that you can do, take in used equipment, hospital beds, rollators, canes, walkers, shower chairs, potty chairs, wipes, pull-ups, lotions, all of those things that people need. If you have a place for them, I wish I had had a place that I could have stored my mother's Hoyer lift, her hospital bed. I donated that. I gave that to a friend. All of the wheelchairs that we had, we were down to 2, and I think we had to throw one away because it was so. But had I had a place to keep them, we would have probably had parts from another one that we could have used and built a good one. Rollators are wonderful. If you know somebody that needs a rollator, please help them. We have one that I leave outside all the time so that I can get back and forth to the basement, because when I have laundry and I carry laundry, sometimes I walk funny getting down the hill and down into the basement. So it helps to have the rollator that I can set the basket on, or I can hang them from bags on the handles. So if you know somebody that needs things, please help them out. Contact your local, there's so many agencies that's willing to help you. There is an agency in Crossville, Tennessee called The Warehouse. It's from a church, Christian Fellowship Church, I'm thinking. All Good Tennessee has pay setters, and they help a lot of people with disabilities. There are many, many organizations. Find the organization that can point you to somebody, or ask around. Sometimes if you post things on a social media site, you have a lot of people that don't really need it that respond. You know, and you don't know if they're helping somebody or if they're helping their own pockets by reselling it. I gave my mother's bed away. I gave her wheelchair away. I gave many things away because I didn't have the place to store it. I wish, that's one of my dreams, is I wish I had an area that somebody would give me to put used equipment in, that I could, hospital beds, all of the things I've already mentioned: wipes, pull-ups, bed pads, whether it be washable bed pads or disposable bed pads, all the things that people might need in a situation. Sometimes when you have surgery, you just need a shower chair for a moment, or you need a potty chair for a moment. I had a gallbladder surgery removal in 2003. It abscessed. They took the stitches out too soon. I abscessed and I burst open, and it was this deep. You could see. So I wasn't supposed to be going up and down the steps. I had to have a potty chair. So thankfully, my insurance at the time paid for a home caregiving service, not a home caregiving service, a nurse to come out and teach us how to dress and clean the wounds. And they brought me a potty chair, a thermometer, all these things that I needed. And I was so thankful. I was so thankful because, I mean, if it's a sugar testing machine or blood pressure cuffs, all of those things, I wish that I had an area that I could put all these things in, and when somebody needed them, lift chairs, electric recliners work wonderful. So if you are in a position to help somebody, help them, because my neighbor's insurance doesn't pay for a lot of things. Doesn't pay for a lot of things. And so we found out when we tried to get him meals delivered to his home, we tried to get all these things that he needs, he falls a lot. And so it's very hard. So thankfully, we have had some organizations that have stepped in and helped where we couldn't help. And so I'm so thankful. So if you are in a position, you have hospital equipment, don't toss it. Find some place in your community that you can donate that equipment to, or find somebody that needs it. And like I said, a lot of times if you advertise it, you've got people that will come to get it to sell in a yard sale and stuff like that. Try to find somebody that needs it. Now, they may just need pull-ups, or they may need wipes, whatever. Just try to help. Try to help. Be kind. And so all of you that are donating your crocheted items to charities and charitable organizations, thank you. Thank you so much, because you might be that one person that helps somebody that's about to fall over the edge because they can't get things that they need. And we've hit so many brick walls lately trying to help this neighbor get things that he needs. And so I'm so thankful that we have found this organization that's willing to help with the chair. I'm thankful for the other organization that brought him potty chair, shower chair. Now the potty chair, what we got it for is to sit over his commode so that he has the rails. That's why we got the potty chair for him. And then the hospital bed. We've not been able to get the mattress. I don't have a truck, and my son doesn't get home till late. So we're hoping to get somebody to be able to go get the mattress and bring it, because we have a local hospital medical supply company that's giving us a used mattress. I mean, how awesome is that? How awesome are these people to give us something that they're selling to make money, but they're giving it to us for him? And this is awesome people. This is people that care and want other people. It's awesome. Thank you. Please stay tuned for more adventures. Bye.